Fuel Esports has a lot of student staff and players, but other than watching their sick clips on stream, we don't really know too much about them. My name is Joshua Chen, also known as Boo, and for my rest of the time here, I'm going to be interviewing some of the key players that have been involved in Fuel throughout the years. Stay tuned as we have staff, players, and captains talk about how they got started at Fuel and how they've shaped Fuel throughout the years.
So interested in this.
Yeah, okay. Welcome back to another interview. My name is Boo, and this time I am joined by.
Tina, Valentina.
Whoa! All right, so Tina, I've had the pleasure of knowing you since before Fanshawe, but can you just tell us how you got into Fanshawe and Fuel?
Yeah, so I got into Fanshawe after having been in a degree program at Western for 2 years. I decided th- I was studying like in social sciences, but I'd always have a passion for the arts. And I found out that Fanshawe had a film and television program, so I decided to jump ship. I'm making it sound like it was a lot easier of a decision as it was in the moment when I made it. But I was doing esports at Western, and I had already obviously collaborated with Fuel in the past through the like Valorant GC scene, and so I already knew coming to Fanshawe. I did my research. I talked to Tyler as well before I'd even started like before I'd even accepted my offer to Fanshawe, talking about like Fuel and getting involved. So it was kind of just a given that when I came to Fanshawe that I was gonna get involved with Fuel.
Yeah, and at Western, did you ever do any of like the producing stuff or content stuff?
No, I didn't do. I essentially helped coordinate stuff for esports, so like the teams, like team management, hiring for team management, coaches and stuff.
Hmm.
So the kind of content side, I'd done very little of. Like I made like my own graphics for like the GC team, and I did like graphic design outside of like I did that in like my communications job that I had, but I'd never really done it for esports. So coming to Fanshawe, that was like coming into Fuel, that was like really out of my element, and production as well. I'd never really done observing, and I definitely did not produce.
Yeah, and you just tell me what is it? What does a producer do during an esports stream?
That's a good question. So a producer essentially, and this is like also the TV student in me talking, TV film student. The producer essentially shows the audience what it's seeing. So whether we're looking at the casters, whether we're looking at statistics, whether we're looking at an ad, the producer is in control of all of that. Replays, all of that. While someone like the observer is the person that is showing the audience the game itself, the perspectives, the action. Um, so yeah, that's a producer to me.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm. You won the Producer of the Year last year, right?
I won content
Content.
creator of the year last year.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And were you nominated for producer, or were you even producing last year as well?
I had done a little bit of observing in first semester and
Mm.
then nothing in production second semester.
Okay.
But yeah, after winning content creator of the year, I said, you know what? Let me just go into production full time. So,
Yeah, and what's kind of been like the difference between just making pure content and then just focusing on producing?
oh, it's been really different,
Mm.
like really different. I mean, content, you are at the desk for like a set amount of hours each week. It's very predictable, very steady, very like, you're making a gaming day graphic, you're making, this
Mhm.
video. And then here it's like, hey, so a team forfeited last minute, so you're actually working a shift. Or, hey, like, instead of one game, you're actually like, you're producing two games today.
Mhm.
Um, I think the best way I can put it is production is just a lot of adrenaline. Like, it's a lot of
Mhm.
like, you're in the moment. Like, it's not really like, it can be laid back at times, but for the most part, you're like as soon as we're live, it's like you're locked in, you're ready to go, you're in the action.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you were in the film and TV program. So how has producing either like helped with that program or like vice versa?
I mean, it's like direct connection to my program, so it's been really, really helpful. So things that like I didn't even realize I was doing, um, like here at Fuel, that was like translating into my work. Things like just communication, things like also just learning what looks good, right? Because also as an observer, you have like both the cinematic like parts, like when you're loading into a game, you're seeing like a nice pan of a map. It's like
Yeah.
what looks good, what all that stuff translates, but
Mhm.
also just being part of a production team, like a crew. Like, if I'm observing, talking to my producer, if I'm the producer, how I talk to the casters, how I talk to my observer, what I ask of them, and also just how to function in a live environment. Like, yeah, you can be silly at times, you can joke around, but it's like when it's serious, like you need to be locked
Mhm. And I know that you've kind of been involved in a bunch of esports stuff, just not or not at Just Fuel or Western, but like at or whatever, you're doing content for them or like taking pictures for them.
in.
No?
No, no, no.
No?
No, I have no involvement with
Oh, what?
Tyler, don't fire me. No, I don't. I have zero involvement
Oh,
at St. Clair.
okay, okay.
I was shot at St. Clair on behalf of Fuel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But no, I do esports outside of school.
Mhm.
I've been working with a company called eFuse/eArena for the last 4 years. Like last year I went to LA with them, which
Mhm.
is really really cool for Fortnite. So outside of school, I mainly work Call of Duty and Fortnite.
Mhm.
That's like the main games, and I work as a TA or TO, which is a tournament operator, tournament admin. So very different from all of
Yeah.
this. Like it's not production kind of, and it's not content creation. It's more of like dealing with players, like
Mhm.
talent wrangling.
Yeah.
That's the best way I could put it. And like admin support. Um, but yeah, and this year I went to San Diego for the same event, like big LAN tournament essentially, and just like the people up on stage that have to make sure no one's cheating and that
Yeah.
all everyone's setup is right and that people like players are coming out at the right
Mhm.
time. And then I did get to help out at the Call of Duty, um, the champs, like the LAN in Kitchener,
Mhm.
which is the first time they've ever held the LAN here in Canada. It's always been held in the States. And like there's teams like Optic and big teams like
Yeah,
that
right?
playing on stage, and that was also crazy. But I've definitely worked like alongside other schools.
Mhm.
Like St. Clair's not as much. I'd say probably like Waterloo and Conestoga
Okay, yeah.
for like Waterland.
Mhm.
Like those have been like the big ones
Yeah.
where like I've definitely worked alongside them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And yeah, and since you're kind of involved with so much esports now, do you see yourself like continuing in the industry?
I hope so. Like esports is really fun. Like
Mhm.
it's a really fun industry. I think I was I made a very particular choice in picking two kind of industries that are very unstable, like esports and film. Like they're
Yeah.
very much like gig to gig kinds of industries. Um, I feel like I've kind of slowed down esports this year, because I've been putting so much attention into film.
Mhm.
But I think now as graduation is right around the corner, I'm like, I'd love to like produce or do observing
Mhm.
for like other colleges or for like tournaments like grassroots tournaments and stuff, even if it is for free. Like I love it so much. I love the community. I love just like the games itself. Like gaming has fully changed like my life. Like
Mhm.
gaming wasn't even uh, something in my life until 2020. So for me, it like I don't really see it going away.
Mhm.
But I don't know if I would probably like pursue it
Yeah.
to like a professional level
Mhm.
because I
You never
can't. I
know.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, hey, wherever it takes me.
Yeah,
If it's
exactly.
if someone wants to fly me out somewhere, like
Mhm.
I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah. All right. So that's kind of it from me. Do you have any special shout outs or anything final that you want to say or anything we should just know about Tina?
Oh, some special shout outs. Obviously, shout out to literally everyone at Fuel. Like the last 2 years have been like people always say like, oh, like your college experience, like your college years are gonna be like the best years of your
Mhm.
life, and this and I didn't really feel that when I was at Western. Like it just felt like it still felt good. Like I thought that's what I was feeling,
Mhm.
but until I came here, I'm like, oh no,
This is it.
that's that feeling of like, coming into streams and coming into like the fuel room and seeing who's working and or just going out to fuel after parties, going to fun stuff. Um, like it's just everyone has made the last few years like so memorable.
Mhm.
So I'd like to thank everyone at Fuel and Tyler for hiring me. Essentially hiring me before I even agreed to come to like accepted my my offer to Fanshawe. So, yeah, everyone's support has been really great. The school has been great. I love my program. I love fuel. So I'll be sad to leave. Something that you should know about Tina. Tina is tiny. That's it. I'm probably not growing anytime soon, so that will age perfectly well.
Bye
Peace.
bye.